Okay, shall we start? Everyone ready? Okay, I welcome all of you for Kalalgoda English Medium Retreat. So there are many people today, unlike last time. So it seems school is available. So we have received several written questions. So we will start the session with written questions.
Bhante, we have received 4 Kamatahan reports. Number 1. Can you all hear?
Yes. Yeah.
Theruwan Saranai Swamin Wahansa. This has 2 parts, Bhante. Paryanka Anapana Sati. I first felt Piti and Passavi. After some time, I feel Patavi, then I feel Apo and Tejo. Because of my palms are together, I think. Because of the breeze, I felt the Vayu. This is from outside. Sometimes I feel emptiness around me. Part 2. Even during walking meditation, I felt Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, sometimes together, sometimes separately. Please, Bhante, explain whether these feelings are correct and how to improve myself. I know that there is no self. Theruwan Saranai.
You want to improve yourself, but no self. So basically, that is what we are trying to do in the walking session. Say, first of all, we try to establish mindfulness using various techniques. Like now, since there are some new phases, let me explain a little bit. So what we first do is we select a walking path and simply walk around from this end to the other end, just to warm up ourselves. So, and we need to do it while keep our eyes open, and then maybe once you are ready, once you feel comfortable, then what we can do is basically you keep your hands maybe like this, or maybe at your down behind, and don't shake your hands, and then do a kind of a slow pace of walking, because at the beginning it's better to do a little bit of slow pace. But on the other hand, once you are familiarized, it's better to come back to the typical natural way of walking. It is not that we are trying to do any kind of purposeful slowing down or any kind of fast type of walking, but rather what is we are familiarized, that is we are more familiar, more comfortable. So that should be the pace of your walk. So while you are doing that, say there may be various distractions. There are other yogis also walking, and there may be various sounds, and there may be various other distractions. So likewise, the situation could be a little challenging. But slowly you may gain confidence, because even amidst all these difficulties, you can keep your attention on your sensation. Say when your right foot is touching the ground, you have to keep your attention there. When your left foot is touching the ground, you have to keep attention there. So that's all actually we need to do. But unfortunately we can't do it, because so many distractions are there. So one technique what we are using is the noting. So when right foot is touching, we note it, mentally note it as right. When left foot is touching, we mentally notice as left. So likewise, a very simple techniques we have to use. So we should not, or we should never complicate the technique also, because these techniques are, if it is more simplified, then it will take you to more deep. But if the technique itself is more complicated, then you can't go deeper. Therefore, the technique has to be utterly simple, then you can go further. So at the beginning, maybe you can use left, right, or lifting, moving, placing, or lifting, placing, something like that. So while you are doing that comfortably, then probably say you understand, okay, there are no distractions, I can walk from this end to the other end, maybe I can turn back, again I can come back. If everything happens within the proper mindfulness, then probably you can stop verbalizing, noting, and see whether you can do it with a very quiet mind. So that means various sensations are there, you are fully knowing them, but internally there is no any kind of verbalization, no inner chatter, there is no any noting. A very calm mind, relaxed mind, with that relaxed mind, you are able to understand all these sensations. So now the report is very much like at this level. Say you are now experiencing various sensations, and we can call it as different way actually. We can interpret in different way. Either we can call it as different feelings. Maybe neutral feelings, maybe pleasurable feelings, maybe painful feelings. So that is with respect to the feelings. But on the other hand, we can interpret as various element characteristics, like explained in the report, Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. Patavi is the earth element, where you recognize hardness, softness, then say heaviness, lightness, then some how to say grossness, smoothness, and roughness. So those are the characteristics of the earth element, and most probably those are the ones you are experiencing. Other than that, you can experience even movements, because now you are moving the legs. So the movement also is something that you can recognize, and that is the what you call the this air element. Air element has the characteristics of movement, motion. On the other hand, there are still other element characteristics like say Tejo, the temperature, or the heat element, where you can recognize the temperature, or whether sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's warm. So those characteristics, if you are able to know, so that represents, that indicates that you are recognizing the what you call the Tejo Dhatu, the heat element. Most probably, I mean, it's unlikely that you may know the Apo Dhatu, the water element, unless there is some sweating and that kind of thing, or the floor is little wet, then probably you can a little bit of experience the Apo Dhatu as well. Now actually this is where we need to come to recognize various characteristics of the elements. But since we can't come there immediately, that's why we are using various other techniques to calm down the mind, relax the mind, focus the mind. And once the mind is fairly focused, then it's a matter of recognizing all these different characteristics. So if you are successful in recognizing these characteristics, now it's a matter of more and more understand. Now say for example at the beginning, you may be using maybe a single characteristic to establish mindfulness. Because at the beginning you can't recognize all the characteristics. Say you can only know hardness, because it's easy. Doesn't matter. You can use hardness continuously to establish mindfulness. When your foot is touching the ground, you feel hard, and immediately you are paying your attention there. Say you are in a kind of a dream. You are in a kind of a what you call this proliferation, fantasizing. But the touching, it is kind of hard feeling, and immediately your attention is drawn there. Similarly, on the left foot is touching, your attention is drawn there. So we are using as a mechanism the hardness characteristic to draw our attention again and again to our foot. So once you have established like that, now don't stop there. Now you need to recognize other characteristics as well. Now that requires the kind of close examination or refined investigation for you to understand various other characteristics. So then only you know, okay, it is not just the hardness, there may be softness, there may be smoothness, there may be roughness, and various movements, and the heat element, either cold or warm, those kind of things. So likewise, so in Vipassana approach, first of all we establish mindfulness using whatever the familiar, whatever the convenient, comfortable kind of a characteristics, but later it's up to you to recognize various other characteristics available. So that improves your what you call the clear comprehension, sampajanya. Sati is where you simply establish your mindfulness, but to that you need to add clear comprehension, sampajanya. So I think so what you have written is quite good. So all these are different experiences. Actually, it's not that we need to verify whether it is correct or wrong. Whatever you are recognizing, so everything is included. Everything is within your experience. So there is no person to verify, okay, this is good, or rather this is correct, this is wrong. And every experience is included. In Vipassana, there is nothing that we have to omit. Considering, okay, these experiences are not valid. There is no such thing. Every experience is actually a valid experience. Therefore, it's a matter of knowing all these different experiences. And more you know, more you have raw material for your practice. Yeah. So we are continuing. If you have any question, please feel free to ask.
Report number 2, Avasarai Bante. When one comes to a certain level of understanding, for example, without any effort, one feels a rising and falling of the Pathavi element, when walking, when seated as well, when holding a cup, etc. What does one do or contemplate after that? Theruvan Saranai.
Yeah, actually, more and more knowing is the necessary component. Actually, that investigation part is the most important. It will take time. Actually, more you investigate, more will be the understanding, more will be the wisdom. And actually, you can't force yourself to the next step. Now the question is, now I know that these things are hardness, these things are softness. So what is next? You can't actually force yourself to the next step. So more you know, slowly your wisdom improves, wisdom grows, and once you reach another level, you will talk it. You will tell that. So when you are actually experiencing these different things, so just for the time being, just experience, just investigate. So more you investigate, more will be the wisdom. So when wisdom is growing slowly, step by step, drop by drop, then your mind may reach a kind of a situation where you feel, you may talk. Okay, now previously everything was very clear, everything was quite significant, I can recognize each and everything, but now things are like blurred, everything like mixed. So these are the indications of the next step. So that has to happen from yourself. So therefore don't force yourself to have a blurred experience. So it has to happen naturally. So you are trying to experience these characteristics as correctly as possible, as properly as possible. So that will slowly take you to another level. So there's a very beautiful book by Sayadaw Pandita called Paving the Way. This was translated by Bhante Dhammajiva into Sinhala, Yoga Avachara Margopadeshana. So there he has, Venerable Sayadaw Pandita has very beautifully, categorically mentioned, unless you recognize these individual characteristics, you can't go to the common characteristics. These common characteristics are common to each and every phenomena, and that is nothing but the impermanence, unsatisfactoriness and the non-self. But you can't know these without you know individual characters. Now we just talk about the individual characters. Hardness, softness, smoothness, roughness, heaviness, lightness. So these are the individual characters. So while we are familiarizing, while we are more comfortable or investigate all these individual characteristics, slowly your mind will shift to the other part. It's a natural event. So these are kind of natural, skills that we are developing. Even though we call, okay, I am meditating, I am so and so, even though we interpret like that, actually it's a kind of a cause and effect relationship working within ourselves. So once we are more and more improving the causes or making the causes, then we may naturally go to the next step. So therefore, and this step is a very slow process. So you have to have a lot of patience. So don't worry that you are experiencing this hardness, softness for many months now. Why not I come to the other level? So I can't help. That is the way it is. So for the time being, just enjoy hardness, enjoy softness, enjoy this what you call the white bread without jam, without any other ingredients. It's a kind of white bread. So because all other things are not good for cholesterol. Yeah, we can move.
Report number 3, Venerable Swamin Vahansa. I have realized that I have a lot of anger in me. I know that I should let go or get rid of it, but I have not been successful. This anger is a result of abuse and trauma that I have experienced during my early years. How can meditation help resolve this? Can meditation help at all? Theruvan Saranai.
Yeah, certainly meditation can help, but it will take time. So therefore, there is no any immediate solution. So some temporary solution you can use using one type of meditation like metta meditation, loving kindness meditation. Say you do, say there may be persons who have involved in this kind of an experience, and you might feel about yourself kind of a self-anger developing. On such situation, probably metta meditation is quite good. Say you start with yourself. And on the other hand, I mean, you can think of, say, what you already have while others don't have. Now, say we are humans, but very little amount of beings are humans. But unfortunately, we don't consider like that. I mean, we are complaining on this and that, but we are quite fortunate to have human birth. On the other hand, I am quite fortunate to see everyone. I'm like you. I am fortunate to hear everything. So I am fortunate to walk, isn't it? These are some little things that we can appreciate. So rather than crying for not having things, so if we can appreciate what we have already as human beings, so kind of an education, the way to communicate with others, good eyesight, maybe hearing skills, whatever the other, say, fortunate situations we have. So likewise, rather than thinking about the bad side, so finding out what are the reasons to be glad in Polyana. So reasons to be glad. So if we do like that, then our inner attitude may change. Because otherwise we always have a kind of a complaining attitude. So it is his fault, it is their fault, I am innocent. Like that, always we justify ourselves, and we always say have a kind of a complaining attitude, finding fault. But if we change our attitude, okay, doesn't matter, things have happened, now I am recovering myself. No need to have grudges about what has happened, now I am trying to recover myself. So thinking like that, and again having some self-compassion, and again kind of forgiveness to the others. And then your mind will little soften. Till you are holding things very strongly, it's very difficult. I mean, you are not giving up. You are not forgiving. So things become very, very hard. But on the other hand, if you are softening yourself and forgiving and all these things, actually then slowly things will turn the other side. Actually, I like to add a small story. Actually, this is said by Bhante Dhammajiva. So once he went to overseas to conduct a retreat. So there is one woman came to meet him, very beautiful woman, and she said that she is now a kind of a pioneer in motivating women, lifting their morale. She's one of the pioneers. She went through extreme hardships. Actually, she is married to a very good person, but he was addicted to drugs, and he being used by a kind of another group of people who are doing the distribution of drugs, and they are now using the husband for that. And now the woman as a mother, now she's a mother, now she's trying to save her husband, but he also can't ultimately give up things. He is so addicted. Ultimately, this person has even sold out everything, whatever they want to live, and everything was sold out for to buy heroin or whatever it is. And later, this husband was killed by that gang. And ultimately, this lady with the children completely, lost. Now, in one sense, she can have kind of a grudge towards her husband, because he's the one getting into this all trouble. Ultimately, he himself get into trouble, and the wife and the children also get into trouble. So she had a lot of grudges, or kind of a grudge towards the husband. Ultimately, she gave up that, and then the kind of a recovery happened. Once she gave up it, then holding a kind of a grudge, she did it. He spoiled my life. He destroyed my life. So that is how we tell. So when we have that kind of an attitude, then we can't recover. But the moment that we give up things, okay, things have happened, now I can't take him back. He has gone. He is dead. So likewise, then she started a new life. Now she becomes a kind of an inspiration for other women. So this is a true story, and she has published a book. And this is true story. So therefore, in our lives also, there may be various difficulties that we may time to time go through, and there may be various external parties involved in. But always finding fault with them, maybe the fault with them, but will it psychologically help us? So there is something we need to think. So therefore, one option is to give up finding fault, to forgive, and not only to the other party, even to yourself. So I also quite mad. I was obsessed. I was not known. I was not educated. Whatever the reasons were there for me to go through all these difficulties, now things have happened. Okay, now I accept the way it is right now. I forgive everyone. Now kind of a recovery process starts. And there now you can have self-compassion and metta. Loving kindness, you are starting with yourself. So you start with yourself. May I be well, may I be happy, may I be free from suffering. So likewise, you are softening yourself, calming down yourself. And in a way, it's a kind of healing process. And now slowly you do that. Once you are comfortable with yourself, then recognize the person who you really love, who you really respect. Not really love, you better start with someone who is respected. And to him that you wish something happy. Maybe may he be well, may he be happy, may he be free from suffering. So likewise. Now you are getting familiarized with this loving feeling. So when that is possible, okay, you take a neutral person and you can do that. And even later, once you are comfortable, you can do it to the person who caused you suffering. So that is a situation where you are more confident. So that is one aspect, that is using the loving kindness meditation. On the other hand, you can develop mindfulness. So have loving kindness. Just it may heal your heart, heal yourself. At the same time, develop mindfulness. Do as much as walking meditation. Release all your stresses outside while you are walking. So don't worry about even if your foot does not get strongly focused, because till your mind is somewhat confused, you can't have kind of a focused attention. Doesn't matter. But while you are walking, say you are going to different places, simply you are walking, looking around, you are being with the nature. So these are all healing processes. And slowly then your mind calms down and come to your foot. So then you are not only developing loving kindness, you can develop mindfulness as well. So actually the better solution is going to mindfulness. Ultimately assume that you are coming to vipassana. So while you are going through vipassana, all these traumatic experiences may come to your mind, by the way. By that time you are stronger, you can handle it. So don't expect that you are through loving kindness that you are completely erasing things in your mind. So in order to erase your things, so in order to heal it permanently, it has to surface up. It may happen during the vipassana. It takes time. So that's why as a temporary solution, you can take loving kindness and this forgiveness meditation, compassion meditation, and walking in the forest and all sort of things. Those are actually helping, of course. But later, through vipassana, while you are going through, and once you are confident, so these little traumatic experiences may come to your mind. But at that time, you can recover. You can slowly experience that and slowly let it go or fade away. Actually, there is one person, his name is Axel, he's a Norwegian guy, young boy. He went through some childhood traumatic experiences. He came to Nissarana, so we had a very good discussion. And now he's a very good vipassana practitioner. While he is engaged in the practice, so immediately kind of a physical sensations are coming which are related to that traumatic experience. So that is how it is manifesting right now. It is not merely the mental type of thing. Even that traumatic experience may manifest as a physical feelings and emotions, but he now bear it. He can bear it. So it may happen like a jerk kind of a thing, but he slowly know that things are happening. Now it's a kind of a healing process. It's a kind of a purgation kind of a thing. And once it is happened, we feel more comfortable. We feel more relaxed, more healed. So this is the kind of a, say, I would say, the natural and more healthy kind of a recovery. So it may take different stages. You can use various other methods as I explained, but in the Vipassana process, you may surface it up, acknowledge it, and then slowly fade it away. Therefore, these are the techniques available. Yeah, few doctors are here, so if anyone like to add any point, you are welcome. Today, 1, 2, 3, I know 3 doctors here. I don't need to name them. 4. Yeah.
And you mentioned that try to consider what you have and what the other side. I would like to agree. With some things that problems almost like this. I just told you to make a sheet of paper
and write down.
Write and put a line in the middle and what I have.
What have and have not.
Yes. So, unlike thinking and thinking, you might forget. So, when you have that in black and white, you can always read and compare.
Exactly.
And it was a very good
Exactly.
process.
Yeah, because our mentality typically is the complaining mind. So that is how we are brought up. We always finding fault with others, always complaining what is not have, and that is the attitude we have. We need something to worry. Now not much available because now fuel is available. No, because last few months, so we were all talking about many complaints are there. Now that complaint is normal.
When you start thinking, they are proliferation and there will be
Exactly.
no end of it. But when you put it in
Black and white,
you are
yeah.
limited and you can concentrate on it.
Yes, actually, time to time, if you know that okay, these are the good things I have, these are the benefits I have, these are the luxuries or the wealth I have. So it's not only the material things, maybe various good skills, say good qualities that I have. So all these things are adding to our human life, not just money. So if we have all these things and we can give some marks to them, appreciate them, I think we have many things. Even though we consider okay today Sri Lanka bankrupt, this and that and all these things, but I think still something to be glad. I feel that. I don't think that I want to go out and find another country. So I feel comfortable here. There are something good is still available. We may have gone through even difficulties in the past in the country. Fairly all right. Let's go through things, endure things. Right.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, yeah.
So it is during meditation that the kind of the worst of the thoughts come up.
Most probably, because
Sometimes.
thing is that for those traumatic experience to manifest to the conscious level, so you need to have a very relaxed mind. So that relaxation happens during the meditation. So all the hindrances and all the distractions may go away, subside, and your mind may come to a very, say, deeper level. So while you are there now, all these deeper hidden whatever the cracks or injuries, whatever the things, they start to surface up. So that balance may happen during the meditation. But wherever that balance happens, probably may, or not only in the meditation. Now suppose that you are going through you are using a public vehicle. Say you are driving in going to a train. Very relaxed. There is no people. You are just looking at the outside. You're getting more and more relaxed. You feel balanced. You feel calm. Probably that can pop up. Because your mind has to come to a very calm, relaxed situation. Then that traumatic experience can surface up. At that time, you need to be aware of it. Okay, things have happened. Now I am going through a kind of a healing process, kind of a purgation kind of a process. So let it happen. So I am just bearing it. I am just enduring it. because no point of suppressing it. Because what sometimes we do is, since it is a little disturbing experience, we sometimes we never want to talk about it. We never want to take it up, consider it, but rather in the vipassana you are strengthening. That's why I mentioned the vipassana. It is not just we are walking and experiencing these little things. No, so all these things ultimately take you to a very deeper understanding that the impermanence is a reality of life, unsatisfactoriness is a reality of life, and the non-self, non-governability, this is a reality of life. So more we know about these things, we are in a way maturing ourselves to bear these difficulties. So say you are a person that you are crying even for a little thing. So that can't be once you are engaged in vipassana for many years. That character has to change definitely. You are developing kind of inner strength while you are practicing. It may happen unknowingly even. You don't even notice it. Now suppose you are developing yourself and you are practicing vipassana and say some tragic thing happen. Another person may cry for years, but you may several days and you may recover. So that is something that we are developing internally. It may come through the practice, because when these are some universal truths, no, things are impermanent, things are unsatisfactory, things are non-self, it is beyond my control. These are universal truths, but unfortunately we are trying to fix things. We are trying to go against the things, but things are flowing every time. Now, more we accept it, more we practically experience it, then we become more mature and we are ready to accept, and we can go through any challenge. So while being in that kind of a mentality, if that traumatic experience may surface up, it is not a big thing.
So it's not akusala for a thought to come up, and it's either raga, dvesha, one of those, no, anyway.
Yeah.
So isn't there an akusala karma?
I don't think, because it can't be, because you are mindfully aware of it. It is not that you have been driven by that akusala. Now, yes, those are the basics of Chittanupassana. No? So in the basics Chittanupassana, so Saragan Chittam Dipajana. You know there is a lustful thought or lustful feeling is there, but you know. You are not driven by lust, but lust has arisen now, lust is there. So you fully accept it. Anger is there. Now someone also mentioned anger. Yes, anger is there, but I know anger is there. I am not hurting another person, I am not hitting another person, I am not getting to an argument. I know inner burning is there, but I can just be with it. So that is the way we need to slowly recover. So no, we can't immediately take it out. Anger we can't quickly vanish, evaporate. Rather it's a kind of a slow process. At the beginning, say anger is there, but you may even go to argument, you may even go to quarrel, but you knowingly. But later, you know that anger is available, now you stop arguing. Now you stop getting to quarrel. But internally boiling there. Internal burning is still there. Later, now still you know, little burning. Less anger. You know, you can handle it at its very early stage. But at another level, you know the very first thought. How mind have a little resistance, have a little unhappiness. So it is kind of your choice. And you, actually beautiful thing is, you can recognize how you are constructing anger. How you even construct lust. So a kind of a slight lustful image may come to your mind. So if you want, you can construct. You can burn with anger. You can burn with lust. Similarly, anger also. Suppose there's a little image mental image appear about a particular person. Now you can construct. You can add more and more things. Mind may help you. Mind may think about the past and future and all these things. You can make it a real demon, a real devil. On the other hand, more you know how these constructions are happening, many things are your own additions or your own projections, then you can laugh at yourself.
unless you are mindful. That is what
Definitely, that's right.
really happens.
That's right. Now, in the Chittanupassana, Dhammanupassana, important part is this. It is not that we being in a samadhi and have a kind of blissful experience. It is a very, it's a right thing. But recognizing our own foolishness. I mean, how much we are adding things, how much we are complicating things, how much we are weaving thoughts.
Is that inner chatter
No, actually, you if you know how the inner chatter is slowly growing, or how it is trying to build up, and then you may reduce it. It may turn the other side.
If it is stopped altogether.
Excellent. Just enjoy the inner silence. Sorry?
Mindfulness is your thing.
Yeah, of course. So we are talking mindfulness, wisdom, all things come together. Everything is helping each other. And so ultimately you are having a very calm, relaxed mind, no inner chatter. So you can enjoy inner silence instead. So that's why, that is where we are heading towards. That should be the proper path. It doesn't have all these, decorative things. No decorations. No going in the sky. Rather, it's you understand about yourself. That is more important than going the sky. Through the sky. Actually, one, Nissarana Thero, so he's the first abbot of Nissarana. He seems known for many by the others. So people are coming to check whether he can fly. One day one person was asking, are there any monks who can, walk through the sky? Then he asked, even Mahatya, that Kaputa also cross also fly. Actually, our nature is we give wrong values. We have wrong value system. We give values to those. We give marks to them. Next day, if a monk is going in the sky, oh my goodness. While going through the sky, probably a woman may be using something and he may slowly collapse. It has happened. In the commentary it is mentioned. So therefore, these beautiful things, decorative things are not the path. The path is very innocent and taking you to the ground. You understand your own faults, various foolish activities happening in our mind. And then slowly we are giving things up, letting them go, and more we become mature, can bear things. And as you said, less proliferation. You may experience inner calmness, inner, kind of a, stillness of the mind. So these are the ways that we need to properly evaluate our progress. Those are the proper evaluations, actually, we can say. Today I thought of discussing something about the Kosambi Sutta. That also has very interesting such evaluations. Actually, these are more valuable evaluations than giving marks to other, decorative things. Yeah.
So, at what stage does mindfulness, wisdom?
Actually, the very beginning that you start investigation. Now, first of all, we need to have mindfulness so that mind is not distracting to the past and the future. And now you start investigating. So that is the moment that you are adding the seed of wisdom. Clear comprehension, sampajanya. So that is the path we are slowly start. Not only mindfulness, now you are adding the clear comprehension part. Now it does not stay there. It may evolve. Sampajanya. One level you are recognizing various element characteristics. And another level, you understand how impermanent they are, how unsatisfactory they are, how non-self they are, non-governable. Another level of wisdom. So, and it also it also may evolve. So this wisdom is not something remain as it is. It is an evolving type of wisdom. And assume that you get in another level. You have kind of a dispassion towards things. Another level of wisdom. So your mind now capable of not holding anything. Things are available. You see things, you hear things, but mind is not interested of grasping things. Another level of wisdom. Dhammavichaya is where the investigation part. So once Dhammavichaya is growing, a fair amount of understanding is there, so less attachment there, less grasping. Another level of now, less grasping indicates the development of wisdom. So ultimately say, so now there is no grasping at all. Mind is enjoying kind of a freedom. But that freedom is not merely samatha. It has fair backing, fair support coming through the wisdom. So that is why vipassana based freedom is not merely samatha freedom. In samatha also, say if you practice what you call this metta meditation to the very higher level, to spread metta towards the whole universe, you can have a freedom of mind. But it is based on the samatha approach. But in the vipassana approach, your freedom is fairly supported with wisdom. So therefore, wisdom has a kind of a evolutionary process. Yeah, that is also another part of wisdom. Actually, more you develop wisdom, many different branches are there. In vipassana, many different branches are there. See, understanding the true nature of things is one branch. True nature in the sense they are individual characteristics. See, understanding their common characteristics. Or whatever the conditioned phenomena may have some common characteristics. Another branch. Say, then understanding their causality. How they are say, cause and effect relationship. Another branch. And say, how you maintain a free mind without attaching to things. Another branch. And how you minimize eye-making, mind-making, conceit. Another branch. Very interesting. It is not just a single branch. Many branches are there. So it's up to us to explore these different branches in a way. Yeah.
Regarding the traumatic experiences, is it something that we are trying to achieve through hypnotizing?
Maybe through hypnotizing also they are trying to, through another person's directions they are trying to take it up and
bring it
slowly. Yeah. It's a kind of a thing. Now this is, vipassana approach is more. It may take time, by the way. It may take time, but more comfortable, and you are your own savior.
No one to help you.
Yeah.
Just to share the
Yes.
Bhante.
Yeah.
Now regarding the traumatic experiences, each of us would have had relative, individually certain events, even though they are different in severity. But one thing that helps me is something very simple, is when you go through the literature or the sutras in the Buddha's time, where certain individuals like Kisa Gautami, Patachara, who have gone through so much of
suffering,
shattered, and there is always hope. That's the sort of inspiration courage I get from these events. There is, whatever you go through in life, there is always hope.
Exactly.
So with that, hope and the practice and the faith in the triple gem, and if you walk this path with this, we have a conviction.
Exactly.
There is always hope. So that also helps.
Actually, there are enough evidences are there. As you mentioned, say if you go through, say Thero Gatha, Theri Gatha, their lives are not something easy. If you experience their Thero Gatha, Theri Gatha, say there's one interesting one thing, Ubbari Theri Gatha. So Ubbari is a mother. Now she is in the cemetery and she is crying. Why? Daughter passed away. Now with the approach there, and he is asking, why are you crying? Say, Bhante, my daughter has passed away. And which Ubbari are you referring? This life Ubbari or previous life Ubbari or previous life Ubbari?
Which life?
So for 500 lives consecutively, so there are the name Ubbari, same name, daughter has passed away. To which one are you crying now? Oh, she was like confused. Now it is mentioned very beautifully in the Theri Gatha. So you can refer. See how Buddha turned the. We know only today experience. today, once you get into the car, once you get into the bus, and if there is someone has a trouble, so that is the most important thing for you. But how many times we have gone through it? So likewise, I mean, there are very beautiful examples, very interesting stories mentioned in Theragata, Theregata. So all these are very genuine experiences. I mean, they are talking all their difficulties, how they go through Naurajjumala. So she simply wanted to commit suicide. At that time, with the help, and even another nun, she was spending she was trying to spend, fairly good nun's life, but she was tormented with lustful thoughts. Now she is thinking, no point of becoming a layperson again. I can't fulfill the nun's life to the level of my expectation. I better commit suicide. You can see, what a kind of a thing they are going through. And at the moment that she put the thing around her neck, everything relaxed. Everything super. And she mentioned that she became an arahant. So likewise, there are some kind of extreme kind of situations are also there. Very beautiful. And they are very, ground to earth kind of experiences. Some are telling, okay, my husband is always torturing me and all these things. I always worked as a servant at house. After I became a nun only, I come across this kind of a life. So very interesting stories, genuine stories are there. So all these things are telling kind of something common in our human nature. It's not just today we are going through suffering. The past also the same, tomorrow also the same. Maybe future, don't know. Maybe a nuclear bomb. Boom. Okay.
Report number 4. Garu Swamin Vahansa. භාවනාව අතරතුර එන සිතුවිලි දැක ඒවා ෂය වෙලා බොඳ වෙලා නැති වෙලා යන අයුරු දකිමි. ප්‍රඥාව අවදි කිරීම යනු මේ අවස්ථාවද. නැතිනම් ඒ මොහොත තුල එම සිතුවිල්ලට විදර්ශනාව වැඩිමද. තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
Everything can be included. Say no, if you are able to step back and see how things are getting impermanent and thoughts are coming. Now you are not adding, you are not constructing. Now it has its nature to go away, nature to fade away. So this very observation is giving you an insight. And you are able to step back and watch patiently. So this is wisdom. Different aspects of vipassana. Yeah.
That's all.
That's all. So those are the questions we have received. Any other question? Any question? No question. අනිවාර්යයෙන්. ඒක අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලා තියුනේ එහෙම නෙවෙයිනේ. අපි සිතුවිලි වහලෙක්. අපි නිකන් වැඩ කරන සිතුවිලි වලට. නිකන් එයා අපිට උපදෙස් දෙනවා අපි ඉතින් ඔය දුවනවා. ඒ අර දුවන්න කියන ඒ දුවනවා, මේ දුවන්න කියන මේ දුවනවා, අර ගන්න කියනවා, මේක ගන්න කියනවා අපි නිකන් වහල් භාවයේ ඉන්නේ. දැන් අපි ඒක නොකර දැන් අපි පොඩ්ඩක් බලන් ඉන්න මොකාට දෙන්නේ කියලා. එතකොට තමයි දෙන්නේ යකෝ. මේ මම මෙච්චර කාලයක් වැඩ කරලා තියෙන මූ කියන විදිහට. ඒකයි බුදුහාඳුරෝ කියන්නේ මේ තණ්හා දුතියෝ පුරිසෝ දීගමද්ධාන සංසාර. හිත භාව අඤ්ඤතා භාවං සංසාරං නාති වත්තති. මේ සංසාරේ පුරා සැරිසරද්දී අපේ පාර්ට්නර් විදිහට ඉඳලා තියෙන්නේ අපේ සහායකයා විදිහට ඉඳලා තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ තණ්හා. තණ්හාව කියන විදිහට තමයි මම මේ තාක් වැඩ කරලා තියෙන්නේ. තණ්හාවෙන් තමයි මාව උසි ගන්නවා. අර කරපාම් මේ කරපාම් අර ගනින් මේ ගනින් කියලා. තනිකර තණ්හාව කියන විදිහට අපි නිකන් වහල් භාවයේ යෙදලා තියෙනවා. දැන් අපි සතිමත් වුණාට පස්සේ අපි නිකන් අර වෙන තැනකට නිකන් ගිහිල්ලා බලනවා දැන් මෙයාගෙන් එන මේ ඕඩර්ස් ටික නිකන්. මෙයා අර කිල්ලන හැටි මේ කිල්ලන හැටි නේද? ඒක ඒ සිතුවිල්ලක් ඇවිල්ලා ඒකට කෑලි මුට්ටු කරන හැටි, තව කෑලි දාන හැටි ඔක්කොම ටික අර නිකන් අපි කලින් ඉඳලා තියෙන ස්ටේජ් එකේ අපි රංගපපා. දැන් අපි ස්ටේජ් එකකින් බැහැලා හිත ඇතුලේ සිද්ධ වෙන රංගපෑම් ටික බලන් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් එතකොට බැලුවාම මේක ඉතින් බැලුවාම තේරෙන්නේ මට දැන් නිකන් පිස්සු වෙනවා වගේ. ඉස්සෙල්ලා තමයි පිස්සු තිබිලා තියෙන්නේ. දැන් පොඩ්ඩක් මේ පිස්සු අද්දවල දැන් තියෙන්නේ. පොඩ්ඩක් ඉතින් ඉවසලා යන්න වෙනවා ඉතින්. එක පාටම බෑ. චුට්ටක් ඉතින් ඉවසන්න වෙනවා මේ කියන්නේ මේ ටික ඉතින් එන්න ඕනේ. දකින්න ඕනේ. අපේම මෝඩකම් ටික අපිම දකින්න ඕනේ. දැක ඉතින් අර ඒක දකින්නත් ඕනේ. ඒ අතරේ අපි හැබැයි ඩෙවලොප් කරන්නත් ඕනේ. මයින්ඩ්ෆුල්නස් පැත්ත. හිතේ නිකන් හොඳ ක්ලැරිටි එකක් පවත්වා ගැනීම. ඒක ඩෙවලොප් කරන්නත් ඕනේ. ඒවා කරන්න දැන් හිතන්න මේ සිතුවිලි යන ASCII අපි කොහොම හරි මේ පාදයක ස්පර්ශයට හිත දාන්න බලනවානේ. ඉතින් එතකොට අපේ පැත්ත තමයි මේ ශක්තිමත් වෙන්නේ. අපි අපිට උමනා තැනට අපේ අවධානය යොමු කරනවා. නිකන් ඩයිවර්ට් කරනවා. එයා හැමතිස්සෙම අදිනවා වෙන දේවල් වලට. වෙන දේවල් කල්පනා කරන්න අදිනවා. අපි විටින් විට මේක කපනවා. මේ යන මේ ධාරාව කප අපි නිකන් ඩිස්ටර්බ් කර මෙහෙට ගන්නවා. හිතන්නේ යම් වෙලාවක අපි පැත්ත ශක්තිමත් වුණා කියලා. දැන් ඕකයි වෙන්නේ අතර. මුලදී අපි නිකන් හරිම කන්ෆියුස්. ගාලා කියවනවා, හිතනවා, හිතා ගන්න බෑ. ඉතින් එහෙම යන අතරේ තමයි මේ විටින් විට අපි පොඩ්ඩක් එක හුස්මකට හිත දාන්න. එක පාදයේ ස්පර්ශයකට හිත දාන්න. එහෙම ගිහිල්ලා ඔන්න හිතන්න අපි විනාඩි 10ක් ඇතුළේ යන්තම් පියවර 5ක් බලාගත්තා 10ක් බලාගත්තා 20ක් බලාගත්තා. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට උවමනා තැන. දැන් අපි නිකන් පොඩ අපේ කමාන්ඩ් එක යටතට ගන්නවා අපේ මනස. ඔහොම තමයි පොඩ වැඩි වෙලා අන්තිමට යම් වෙලාවක් එනවා දැන් අපේ පැත්තේ ශක්තිමත් වෙන එක. ඊට මේක දැන් වීක් වෙලා ඒක නිකන් බ්ලර් වෙලා දැන් ඒක ගියාට එච්චර ගානක් නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ අර බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකේ නිකන් පොඩි හිතිල්ලක් වගේ එකක් යනවා. හැබැයි මේන් ඇටෙන්ෂන් එක තියෙන දැන් අපි දැන් මේ මොහොතේ විඳින අත්දැකීමට. එතකොට ඒ කියන්නේ අනිත් පැත්තට ටර්න් වුණා දැන්. දැන් ඉතින් ඒක දිගට පවත්වන්න ඕනේ දැන්. එහෙමත් තිබිලා අපි ආයෙත් භාවනා නොකර කාලයක් ගියොත් ඉතින් ආයෙ අනිත් පැත්ත ගහනවා. මේක නිකන් අර ආශිර්වාදයෙන් කරන්න බෑ. no way. අර උස්සගත්ත පන්දම අරගෙනම යන්න ඕනේ ඉතින්. මේක කියන්නේ යම් හෝ ආපසු ටර්න් නොවන මේ එකක් ගන්න කම්ම ඒක අරගෙන යන්න. ඊට පස්සේ Tamanට අර කොන්ෆිඩන්ස් ආව නම් දැන් නම් ඉතින් යන්තම් ගොඩ දාගන්න පුළුවන්. මේ අනිත් පැත්ත ගැහුවත් නම් දන්නවා ගොඩ ආපු හැටි ඒ ටික පාවිච්චි කරාම ගොඩ එන්න පුළුවන් කියලා අර ඒ විශ්වාසය එනකොට තමයි කියන්නේ අන්න සති බල මට්ටමක් ආවා කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රමාද වුණත් හිත වෙන දේවල් කල්පනා කරගෙන අන්නත්තර වෙලා හිටියත් දන්නවා හදන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කොන්ෆිඩන්ස් එක එනකන් ඉතින් කරගෙන යන්න ඕනේ. අටනක් තමයි ඉතින්.
එදිනදා ජීවිතේ වැඩ කරන අවස්ථාවලදී උනත් අපිට තරහව, කේන්තිය, හරි ආදරයක්, හරි දරුවෝ, හරි අරමුණ අපිට දැනෙලා ඒක අපි නතර කරගන්න එක තමයි.
නතර කරගන්නවා කියනවා වෙනුවට ඉතින් ඉබේ නතර يعني ඉබේ වගේ අර ඉක්මනට නතර වෙනවා නම් ඒක හොඳයි. නැතුව අපි නිකන් අර සප්‍රෙස් කරන එක එච්චරම හොඳ ක්‍රමයක් නෙමෙයි. හිතන්න දැන් අපිට ද්වේෂයක් එනවා. සත්මිටි කාගෙන ඉන්නවා. ඒක ඇත්තටම හරි ක්‍රමේ නෙමෙයි ඉතින්. ඒක එක ක්‍රමයක් හැබැයි. හැබැයි ඉතින් හරි නිවැරදි ක්‍රමයේ වෙන්නේ මේක එන හැටි දැක සතියෙන් දැකම ඒ දැකීම තුළ තමයි මේක අනිත් පැත්ත ටර්න් වෙන්න ගන්න. මොකක්ද අර කියන්නේ? ඥානතෝ වික්කේ පස්සතෝ ආසවණං කයෝ. දැන දැක තමයි ආශ්‍රවයන් ෂේ වෙන්නේ කියන්නේ. නැතු අපිට නොදැක මේ කරන්න බෑ. අපේ මෝඩකම් ටික අපිම දකින්න ඕනේ. කොහොමද මේ ඇතුළ හදන්නේ? කොහොමද කන්ස්ට්‍රක්ට් කරන්නේ? කොහොමද මං කෑලි මූට්ටු කරන්නේ? අතීතෙන් ගෙනලා කෑලි මේකට දාන්නේ කොහොමද? මගේ තියෙන දුර්වලතා මොනවද? ඔක්කොම ටික අපිම දකින්න. දැකම ඉතින් මාවම හදාගන්න තියෙන්නේ. Tamanටම Taman සමාව දෙදී මේ ගොංගන් ටික මං කරනවා කියලා තේරුම් අරගෙන පොඩ ඉතින් හදාගන්න තමයි තියෙන්නේ. අන්තිම හැටියට දෙයි. අන්න විතක් සංතාන අන්තිම හැටියට අන්තිම ඔප්ෂන් එක විදිහට තමයි බුදුහාමුදුරු කියන්නේ. ඔක්කොම එක ඔප්ෂන්ස් දෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔප්ෂන්ස් මත පහක් තියෙනවා. පහක් තියෙනවා. මුලින් කියන්නේ එකක්. ඔව් එකත් එකක්. පහින් එකක් ආදීනව දැකීම. අනිත් එක නිකන් රිප්ලේස් කිරීම වෙන පැත්තකින් රිප්ලේස් කරන එක. අර ඒ පැත්තට අවධානය නොකර සිටීම අමනසිකාර පැත්ත.
අඤ්ඤන්නේ නිත්තා මනස්කාර.
ඔව් ඒක තමයි මනසිකාර පැත්ත. අනිත් එක තමයි එයාගේ බේස් එක නැත්නම් රූට් එක බලන එක. මේකේ හේතු දකින්න එක. ඒක අන්තිම එක තමයි කියන්නේ මේ ඔක්කොම දැන් මේ එකක් බලන්න try කරගෙන එන්න ඕනේ හැබැයි. අන්තිම මුලින්ම දත් පිටි කාලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. මුලින්ම පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ අර ක්‍රම වලින්. කොහොම කියන්නේ මේ හෙල්දි ක්‍රම වලින් තමයි පටන් ගන්න තියෙන්නේ. මුලින්ම පටන් ගන්න එක රිප්ලේස්. Yeah.
We have to think of the adeno because if I get angry, what will happen?
Yes. So those are the techniques.
That is the most easiest thing that we have seen what will happen.
Yeah, actually it depends. Actually, I mean, even for the same person, I mean, these different techniques are available. So one might work at one time and another might work at another time. So different techniques are available, different tools. And if none is working, then I can take a stand. Okay, I'm not going to attack. I'm not going to argue. I'm stopping myself. You take a kind of a determination, and you stop it. That's the kind of a final thing Buddha has mentioned. So, but I mean, when you are mindful, slowly you know, I mean, all these different things. How even a thought is going, thought is coming, and how I am trying to add more things. I am making things more enlarged, more exaggerated sometimes. People are thinking too much, no? Thinking makes everything worse. Too much thinking. Today's say pandemic. Too much thinking. අතන මේ දවස්වල මිනිස්සු පුදුම හිතිල්ලක් හිතන්නේ වෙන වැඩක් නේ. කල්පනාව කරනවා ඉතින්. කමක් නැහැ. True. Actually, all these different defilements appear in the mind, so they have some relation with the physical emotions and physical whatever the sensations. So we have such link. So that is what mostly pointed out in the Goenka tradition. So rather than you observe the mind, you are observing various sensations which are having some connectivity with the mentality. So that's another option. So Buddha actually has, shown a different path. Now at the Kayanupassana level, you are taking the body as your main source. Vedananupassana level, that is mostly as the Goenka tradition. So you take everything as the feeling level. Chittanupassana, you are confronting. Directly you are confronting with thoughts. You know what is going on in the mind. That is in a way very interesting, by the way. So at Dhammanupassana level, you go through each and every one again and again and various other techniques.
My husband is a Goenka follower.
Right.
And he's very much into it. So he keeps
observing sensations.
He wants me
not working.
That's why I went out here and shattered.
Yeah.
And I tried my way and what he has taught.
Yeah. That's why actually Buddha has mentioned 4 satipatthana, no?
Yeah.
So we don't need to limit ourselves only to one.
Yeah.
So these are different tools are available. So we can get the benefit of each and every one. Each and every one is so powerful.
මම ඇත්තට මේ මෙඩිටේෂන් එකට අලුත් බෞද්ධ ආගමේ ලොකු දෙයක ගැඹුරු හැදෑරීමක් නැහැ මම. Then mindfulness during walking, mindfulness while sitting, then අපි ඒක කරගන්න පුරුදු වෙනවා. ඒක අමතරව අපිට වෙනත් ක්‍රම නැද්ද? ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් මගේ කවුරුද විදිහට මට පොඩි බබා දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් මට ඇත්තටම වෙනම වෙලාවක් කලින් ඉඳගෙන භාවනා කරනවට වඩා මම දැනට පුරුදු වෙලා අපේ තමයි මම ඉර වෙලාවට සහ ක්ලීන් කරන වෙලාවට ඒකට කරගෙන ඒ වැඩේ කරලා ඒක තමයි මම පටන් ගන්න
හරි ඒක මේකේ පාර්ට් එක ඒක දැන් නැත්නම් කායනුපස්සනා කියන එකේ ඇත්තටම කමඨාන් 14ක් තියෙනවා. දැන් බ්‍රීදින් කියන්නේ එකක්. දැන් අපි ඔය ඉඳගෙන කරන භාවනාව, ඇවිදිමින් කරන භාවනාව කියන්නේ ඕකේ තියෙන එක කැලි පොඩි දේවල් විතරයි ඇත්තටම බලුවාම. අර කට්ටිය ඉතින් ඕක තමයි භාවනාව කියලා අල්ලන් තියෙන්නේ. ඒක විතරක් නෙමෙයි තව හුඟක් දේවල් තියෙනවා ඉතින්. දැන් ඇවිදිනකොට සිහිය පිහිටවීම, එහා මෙහා බලනකොට සිහිය පිහිටවන, අත දිගාරනකොට, අත අකුලවනකොට, ඇඳුම් පැළඳුම් අඳිනකොට, පළඳිනකොට, කනකොට, බොනකොට ඉතින් අහක දාන්න කියලා මොකක්වත් නැහැ. ජීවිතේම භාවනාවක් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ අර මුලදී අපි අර භාවනාවට කියලා ලොකුවට මේ මට දැන් වෙලාව නැහැනේ අර මේක කියලා අපි කෑ ගහනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි භාවනාව කියලා සලකන්නේ ඕනේ ඉඳගෙන මං ඉන්න වෙලාව. ඇවිදින වෙලාව. නමුත් එහෙම නෙමෙයි. පොඩ අපි තේරුම් ගන්නකොට මේ අන්තිමට ඉතින් අපි හිතමු කන වෙලාවෙත් මේක කරන්න පුළුවන්. සිහියෙන් කන්න බොන්න පුළුවන්. වතුර ටිකක් බොන්න එක සිහියෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඩ්‍රයිව් කරන එක සිහියෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන්. අපි හිතමු අපි පොඩ්ඩක් මේ ඔෆිස් එකේ ඇවිදිනවා. ඒකත් ඉතින් සිහිය කරන්න පුළුවන් නේද? නැත්නම් අපි වාහනයක් එනකන් බස් එකක් එනකන් හෝල්ට් එකේ බලන් ඉන්න. ඉතින් ඒ වටපිට නිකන් ඉන්නව වෙනුවට අපිට පුළුවන් එතන හිටගෙන ඉන්න ඒ අපිට මොනවද ඒ වෙලාවේ දැනෙන්නේ. නැත්නම් චිත්තානුපස්සනාවක් කරනවා නම් මගේ හිතේම දැන් මම කොහොමද මේ තාම බස් එක ආවේ නැහැ කියලා මෙතන දැන් මේ මෙයා පැහෙන්න ගන්න. නේද? අපි හිත කියවන්න ගන්නවා නේ තාමත් ආවේ මේ මිනිස්සුන්ට බැරුණානේ බස් එකක් දාගන්න. ඉවෝනේ දැන් මෙච්චර දැන් පෙට්‍රෝලුත් තියෙනවා තාමත් නෑ නේද? කෑ ගහන්න ගන්නවා. ඔය ටික දලා ගන්න පුළුවන් නේද? ඉතින් ඇත්තටම ඔය වගේ තැන්වලදී තමයි අපිට මේ කෙලස් ටික ඇවිස්සෙන්නේ. නැතු අපි මෙහෙම හොඳට වාඩිලා මෙතන කලල්ගොඩ ඉන්නකොට කෙලෙසෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒ කියන්නේ තනකට ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් ඒ හින්දා අපි අර වෙලාව නැහැ කියලා අතල්ලා දාන වෙනුවට පුළුවන් හැම වෙලාවෙම අපි සතිය ඩෙවලොප් කරනවා කියන එකෙන් පටන් ගත්තා නම් ඊට පස්සේ ඔක මේ ටර්න් වෙන්න ගන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ සතියෙන් හදලා දෙනවා නිකන් අපි තුල නිකන් ආධ්‍යාත්මික ජීවිතයක්. මේක කරන්න ඕනේ මේකටත් යම්සි වටිනකමක් දෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා නිකන් අර අපි අර ගත කරපු නිකන් ඔහේ දුවන ජීවිතේ වෙනුවට අපේ ජීවිතේ නේ අර්ථයක් දෙන ගතියක් තියෙනවා. නෑ ඔයාලා මෙන්න මේක කරන්න පුළුවන්. මෙන්න මේක කරලා බලන්න. එහෙම කියන්නේ අර අපිවම නිකන් හදන ගතිය ඇතුලෙන් එන්න ගන්නවා. ඒක හරි ලස්සනයි. ඒක නේ අර කවුරුත් කියලා නිකන් මේ කෙවිතෙන් ගහලා යවන එකක් නෙමෙයි. ඇතුලෙම ඉඳන් නිකන් මේ අපි තුලම නිකන් ආධ්‍යාත්මික අපි නිකන් කරෙක් කරන ගතිය. අපි තව චුට්ටක් මේ ජීවිතේ පොඩ්ඩක් හරි තව ඉස්සරහට යන්න ඕනේ නේ. හිමින් අර ආරාධනා කරන ගතියක් නිකන් අපිව නිකන් පුෂ් කරන ගතියක්. ඒක මාර වගේ. ඒ ටික එන්නේ අර ටික ටික සතිය ඩෙවලොප් කරගෙන ඒ පැත්තේ යනකොට. ඉතින් ඔය මේ බණ ටිකක් එහෙමත් අහන්න. ඉතින් එතකොට නිකන් අපි අර නිකන් ඔහේ අපේ පාරකම නෙමෙයි යන්නේ. ඒතර බුදුහාමුදුරු කියව පාරක් තියෙනවා ඒක නොවරදින පාරක් තියෙනවා කියලා අර පොඩ මේ අපි අපේ පාරක් එක්ස්පෙරිමන්ට් කර ඉන්න දෙයක් නැහැ නේ. උන්වහන්සේ පෙන්නපු නිකන් සෑහෙන ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරපු සර්ටිෆයිඩ් පාත් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ පාත් එකකින් අපි නිකන් යනකොට තේනවා මේක තමයි තියෙන්න තියෙන්නේ කියලා. ඉතින් ආයෙ අපිට වටේ ගහ යන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. අපි දන්නා මේකයි යන්න තියෙන ඩිරෙක්ෂන් එක මමත් ඒ පාරමයි යන්න තියෙන්නේ කියලා. ඒ ලස්සන පොතක් තියෙනවා මේ කවුද පියදස්සි ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේගේ බම්බලපිටියේ ancient path. It's a kind of an ancient path. So, but it's ever refreshing kind of a thing. Yeah. Interesting. Path එක. නෑ ඇත්තටම මේවා තිබුණාට ඉතින් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ අපි වෙන දේවල් නේ තියෙන බුද්ධ ධර්ම කියලා කරන්නේ. පෙරහැර යන ඒවායි. ඉතින් ඕවනේ තියන්නේ. කසබු පුරනවා, පෙරහැර යනවා, ඉතින් මල් වට්ටි දෙන්දේසි තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඕවනේ ගත කර ඉඳලා තියෙන්නේ. නෑ ඉතින් ඒවත් ඉතින් කමක් නෑ ඉතින් පොඩ්ඩක් ඉතින්. ඒවම කරලා හරියන්නේ නෑ ඉතින්. අපිත් ඉතින් ඕවා කළා. පස්සේ ඉතින් අනිත් පැත්තට දාන්න ඕනේ මේක නෙමෙයි මේ. තව මේක ගැඹුරක් තියෙනවා කියන එක අපි එන්න ඕනේ කවදා. අපි එකපාරට භාවනා කරන්න ගත්ත නෙමෙයිනේ. පන්සලට පොඩ්ඩක් ගිහිල්ලා මලක් පහනක් පූජා කරලා එහෙම තමයි පටන් ගන්න. පස්සේ ඉතින් අපිම හොයන්න ගන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද මේක ඊට වඩා තියෙන හරය නේද? එතකොට තමයි තේරෙන්නේ මේ දැන් ඔක නිකන් අර මේ කියන්නේ දැන් අතරම වටිනා කියන දෙයක් ආරක්ෂා කරන්න නම් ඒකට නිකන් රැප එකක් වගේ ඕනේනේ. ඒක නිකන් ආවරණයක්. අපි ඉන්නේ නිකන් ආවරණයේ ලෙවල් එකේ හුඟක් වෙලාවට බෞද්ධයෝ ඉන්නේ. ඒ ආවරණය කරන ලද හරපද්ධතිය අපිට මිස් වෙනවා. එතනයි හරය තියෙන්නේ. එතනයි කෝ එක තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කෝ එක තමයි අපි බැහැ ගන්න තියෙන්නේ. ඒක කියන්නේ අපි පොඩ මැචුවර් වෙනකොට මුහු පුරා යනකොට අපි අර නිකන් ඒ රැප එක නෙමෙයි ඒක අයින් කළා දාලා මොකද්ද මේක කියන්නේ? බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ මොකද්ද කියලා තියෙන්නේ? කියලා ඒ බුද්ධිසම් වලින් අයින් වෙලා බුදු ධම්ම කියන එකට එන්න පුළුවන් නේද? බුද්ධ ආගම නෙමෙයි අන්තිමට කතා කරන්නේ බුද්ධ ධර්මයක් කතා කරන්නේ. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ දැන් ඔය ලස්සන කතාවක් තමයි මේ Buddha never talk about Buddhism. Oh, Buddha is not a Buddhist. බුද්දිසම් කියන එක පස්සේ හදාගත්ත එකක් නේ ඔක්කොම ටික ඇවිල්ලා කල්චරල් කැලිටියක් එකතු කරලා රිචුවල්ස් ටිකක් දාගෙන ආහාරනේ හදාගත්ත ගොඩක් තියෙනවනේ බුද්දිසම් කියලා. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ කියලා තියෙන නිකන් යුනිවර්සල් ට්‍රුත් එකක්. අන්තිමට එතෙන් තමයි අපි යන්න තියෙන්නේ. එතන ගියාම ආයෙත් මොන කෙනෙක් ඉන්න පුළුවන් ගතියක් ඉන්නේ. ආයෙ විශේෂ දෙයක් නැහැ. මාසෙන් කාටත් පොදු ධර්මතා රසක් හෙලි කරලා තියෙන්නේ. නේද? එන්නේ ඒ ධර්මතා රස තමයි අපි ඩෙවලොප් කරගෙන අවබෝධ කරගෙන ඉදිරියට යන්න තියෙන්නේ. Okay.